Motivational stories create an optimistic impact on our lives. These are keys to build our character and making us what we are today. In this series of our motivational and inspirational short stories that we take out of our Pandora's box, today we are going to uncover a new story. The story is about the retiring carpenter. This is one of the stories which are close to my heart. This motivational story will help you to understand the importance of keeping your promises. This story encourages you to fulfill your commitments to the best extent possible. Let's meet after the intro. Back again, dear members. In inspirational short stories, The Returning Carpenter, there was a highly skilled carpenter who was just about to retire. He was retiring after a long period of dedicated career in building houses. He was a master in his work and was extremely famous for his extraordinary work. At the very beginning of his career, when he joined a prominent contractor, he had been required to make a very special promise. The carpenter had to promise the contractor that every house he built would be built as if it was the most important project he had ever been given. He also had to promise that every house would be built full of creativity, dedication, love, and care. Getting ready to retire, the carpenter went into his boss's office to inform him about his plans. The carpenter said,
"The house I have just completed would be my last. I would like to retire from the services now."
And the boss said,
"I am sorry to see you are leaving our organization. May I request you to be kind enough to do a final favor for me?"
The carpenter replied,
"Please, sir, tell me, what can I do for you?"
and the boss said,
"Just build me one more house, then you're free to go."
The carpenter, who respected his boss to a great extent, agreed and immediately started to work on the new house. But unlike any other house he had built over the past few years, he did not use the full extent of his expertise with this final one. He took every shortcut he knew just to finish the project in record time. And the only reason behind it was that he wanted to begin his second innings after retirement at the earliest. He cut corners, used inferior materials, and hurried to get the task over with. Within weeks, the carpenter completed the house. The carpenter called his employer and showed him the house. The employer was very happy and grateful to him. He said to the carpenter in a gentle tone,
"Thanks for doing this personal favor for me."
Then the employer handed over the carpenter some papers and keys to the front door and said,
"These are for you. The house you just built is my parting gift for all your years of hard work and dedication."
The carpenter was astonished. The home he had just built was his own. If he had known this, he would have put his very best into it. The returning carpenter communicates a very strong message. You must keep your promise and fulfill your commitments. The carpenter broke his early promise. He failed to keep the promise he had made to his employer and himself. The promise that he would do his work with excellence and true mastery. As a result, he didn't put in his full efforts to build his own house. Just because he breached his commitment, he ended up living in the only inferior home that he had ever built. Similarly, in our lives, we break promises and end up living in less than ideal circumstances. Circumstances that we have created by our own actions, our own hands. The short motivational story makes us realize that whatever we do in our day-to-day life, utmost passion and love, just like it is for our own self. Therefore, build wisely. So this is all for today. Over and out for now. And I would love to hear your thoughts and learn from your comments. If you like this story, please share it with your friends and relatives on your favorite social media networks. Bye.